Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! What up, everybody? Welcome to the Capitalist Death Parade with your hosts, Joy Marie Mann and Josh Radio Hedge. It's a podcast where we discuss the dystopian hellscape of capitalism that we call home. Hey, everybody, Josh Radio Hedge.
And Joy Marie Mann. I'm so used to doing my own show that I was like, hi. Sorry to steal your thunder, Josh.
No, it's all good. It's all good. How's your week been, by the way?
It's been completely chaotic. How about you?
Yeah, you know, the world's flying apart and I'm holding on by the tips of my fingernails, which are slowly separating. So, good times.
Good times, good times. At least we can all be miserable together. That's something.
Yay! We should have called this show like the commiseration station or something like that.
Yeah. I feel like that's been taken. You know, my comrade Andrew is still very much one of my closest friends. I used to do a show with him that's called Postmortem Breakdown. And, you know, I listen to podcasts a lot, and there's one from Dateline that's now called Postmortem. And I'm like, yo, you owe us.
Oh, yeah. You stole our idea. You stole our bit.
Yeah, for sure. And my show was the Unruly Hour for years. And then someone did a podcast called Unruly. And I was on it. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of like the name of my show for the past few years. So I just dropped it because I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I need no introduction. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go.
So we have, you know who I am. But actually, you know, it's coming up on my my memories on online that it was 8 years ago that someone gave me the name Savage Joy, and I stepped away from that about a year ago, and I've just been going by Joy Marie Mann, and it's for a few reasons, but a lot of it really started with the fact that with everything going on in Palestine and people saying the word savagery a lot. And I'm like, I do not want that to be associated with me. Because when people named me that, it was only because I was having people on my show and calling them out. And, you know, they used to just put in my comments on the show, like hashtag savage joy. Like, and it just kind of started. So I went by that for years. But for a little over a year, I've been going by Joy Marie Mann, and it just feels better.
Just tell the truth, though. You got sued by Rick Savage, and he was like, he's a wrestler from the 90s. Don't do that to me. Come on.
Oh, I thought that was Randy.
No, Randy. Well, that's a different Savage. There's Rick Savage,
Randy Savage. Named Savage?
There's so many Savages you don't even know. But that's okay. No, wait, I'm thinking of Rick Rude. Randy Savage and Rick Rude. I combined.
Yeah, I was going to say, because people send me memes of that Randy Savage dude with his little, like, purple vinyl undies.
The cream of the crop. That dude is crazy. I miss that guy. And I'm sure so does his Coke dealer.
Hell yeah. Oh my God. So as always, we have topics tonight. Josh does know mine because I send him things that I'm going to be sharing. As far as like media, I wouldn't have you, but I do not know Josh's, which I like it because I get to be surprised just like the rest of you.
Well, you want to unwrap a Christmas gift right now? Are you ready? I can give you one right now.
Bring it on.
All right. This one I entitled Bombs to Moscow, Care of Biden. I don't know if you caught the news, but I'm sure you did. Biden approved American-made long-range missiles to be used against Russia, even though Russia had previously threatened possible nuclear strikes in retaliation
Yep.
if we crossed this red line. Okay? So the question is, now what? Well, Putin just made his nuclear line in the sand. We crossed it, and this is his response. Okay? On Tuesday, just hours after Ukraine appeared to have fired U.S. made ballistic missiles into Russia, likely for the first time, the Kremlin published changes to its nuclear doctrine, lowering the threshold for what would justify a nuclear response. The changes, which the Kremlin said were developed over several months, state that Russia will consider using those nuclear weapons if its sovereignty is critically threatened by a conventional weapon with the support of a nuclear power. And so to better define what this means, Russia is kind of like your mom when she's like, get over here right now. 3, 2, 2.5. This is 2.5. They said we are going to use a nuke if you cross this line. We crossed it anyway. So they went ahead and changed their official doctrine. So now when they do it, it'll be legal by Russian law, technically, if they launch a nuke in retaliation to America for us using our weapons against them. So I don't know. For whatever reason, Joe Biden just needs to ratchet things up in his final few weeks in office. Lame duck my ass. He might end up getting us all fried. Wouldn't that be crazy? A lame duck president ending the world? Wow.
I just want to remind everyone that in 2020 or 2019, we were all told that if we didn't vote for Biden, Trump was going to start World War III.
Yes, we were.
How did that work out? Because I didn't vote for his ass. I guess it's my fault. It's all of ours who didn't vote for him.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. The hubris of the United States. We have been untouchable for so many years that we're like, whatever, we'll just keep giving the ammo to this, that, and the other. And it doesn't matter because then they'll just go after each other and not us.
Yeah.
Well, the day's going to come where it is going to be us. But Biden's already going to be 6 feet under, so he doesn't give a fuck.
I know. And he'll either be 6 feet under or he'll be like 6,000 feet under in a bunker under Mount Weather or whatever.
Feasible. But also, like, you got to think about these things as far as timing too. As far as the Dems, of course, they refuse to acknowledge any culpability or anything in losing. I find it very feasible. This is conjecture, but from what we've seen from them, I find it very feasible that this is a way to set it up so that if and when it does happen, it is on Trump's watch. And of course, all of the shit libs are going to blame Trump, even if it happens while Biden is still in office.
Yeah.
We're seeing that now. Shit libs are posting pictures of things going on right now in Palestine and saying, see, this is what you get for voting for Trump. He's not in office, you fucking idiots.
I personally see this all as a great benefit, ultimately. All the people are going to leave brunch and they're going to join the protests. I think this is a moment for us to re-educate some motherfuckers. Let them know that, how things actually are. I mean, I don't know. Like, you remember how upset people were just 4 years ago about them kids in the concentration camps? What amazes me is you got like that great video and picture footage of AOC like collapsing on her knees, crying. And at the time, part of me wanted to believe it because I wanted to believe, yeah, who wouldn't actually feel something in the face of pure fucking evil?
Well, especially as someone Hispanic.
Yeah. So she would have an even deeper resonance with it. Like, these are my brothers and sisters behind bars.
I didn't believe it for a second, but I understand why some people did or some people wanted to.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. We're human beings. These motherfuckers in charge are not. So to us, when she does something like that, the reason it resonates to us is because we actually feel. We're not trying to be manipulated. We genuinely care. That's the difference between me and AOC. Is I still fucking care. I still monitor the people that are dying in these concentration camps. You know, more kids have died under Biden's watch than under Trump's watch. But have you seen the news cover that at all?
Nope.
At all? No.
I haven't seen all the shit libs that said that it's our fault that they're still going to be in cages if we don't vote for Biden. I haven't seen them give a fuck either.
So, I mean, it's frustrating for sure, but you know, I don't know. That's Hell Planet. Yay, Hell Planet. So I wouldn't go anywhere else. If it were me, if I had another choice, I'd stay on Hell Planet. It's a great planet. Food is bomb. It's true.
You know what? We are, all we hear about day in and day out is how much of a threat Russia is and how scary they are and how scary Putin is. Okay. That being said, why are we giving so much money and ammo to the people who are fighting him? Do we really not think that is going to come back at us? And the answer is no, we don't. Because we've never had to answer to this shit in any of our lifetimes. Because we've always been, as Claire Daly says, we have always been the world's bully. The United States is the world's bully. We can send weapons to every other person, every other country. It doesn't matter. And they will take it out on each other, not on us.
Yeah.
But now it's different. And honestly, we have no one to blame but ourselves as a country. We just don't.
I mean, you're right. I mean, we it's been done now for decades and decades and decades where like we're like a cartoon character, the guy that sells the weapons to both sides of the feud. You know, like that's who we are. And we've done that. What we do is we go into nations, we destabilize, we coup, we find some way to oust the democratically elected leader. Then we get in our dictator type leader. That person then commits endless crimes. We hook them up with endless amounts of weapons to commit those crimes. And then once that leader is finally overthrown by the people and all these various rebel groups have all these weapons, now we've set up all these groups as future enemies. And now we can justify future military attacks on them and thus future military expenditure. It's all just this endless, like, self-fulfilling prophecy. You know,
I just had a really humorous image. It's like when you brought up a cartoon. So I picture this guy in like an overcoat, and like, remember when they used to open their overcoat and they had like fake Rolexes and stuff? But
oh, Hugh, that guy. I wasn't sure which guy with the coat you were talking about. I wanted to make sure.
No, but instead of fake Rolexes, he has like grenades and stuff like that. And he's like, come on, guys, only $10. Come on. Who wants it?
Can I tell you, Joy, if a guy walks up to me, flips open his trench coat, and it's full of like grenades or watches, I'm just going to immediately be like, whew, thank you. I'm so glad you're selling something. Oh my God.
I need one of those. I'm almost out.
He's like, you don't know what I thought you were about to try to sell me, so I'm really glad that it was watches. Thank you.
Well, it depends. Was he handsome? It depends.
Well, that's part of salesmanship, you know. You want to sell a lot, you got to look really good in a trench coat.
Exactly.
They give you great lines, though. They really do.
What is the next topic? Do you want to go to mine? The code pink. Let's go to that.
Yeah, I can put that up. Give me 2 seconds.
So I believe I did share a video about this last night on my show. However, it was a different video and touched on a few different things. Let me see here. And I see Matt. Hi, Matt. He's my Monday night co-host. Let's see here. Let's bring that baby up.
You ready?
Ready.
And here we are in Congress again. What is it that you've been focusing on today?
Today we've been focusing on HR 9495. It is a bill that we believe goes against our civil rights and will essentially give Trump more power than he already has. And he can deem whichever organization he doesn't like as a supporter of terrorism and then cut off all their fundings and deem them like non existent. And we can't have that because that's an infringement on our rights. Any group that's advocating for human rights, any group that's advocating for anything that he's against could be subject to this. This is very important. So if you can call your office, they will be voting on it again this week, and we need all the support we can get.
And this came up last week, and last week it failed because it needed 2/3. It's going to come up again this week, and all they need is a simple majority. So we're very worried about it, and we would greatly appreciate if you called your member of Congress and said, hands off the civil society groups as part of a vibrant democracy. We need our groups, especially in the coming 4 years, to be able to function and show our disgust with U.S. policies like the policy towards Israel.
We're sounding the fire alarm. We need all the help we can get. We need all hands on deck, because if a beautiful group like Code Pink and all their work it might be impacted by this. So please call.
Okay,
right,
so
now,
let's break this down just for people who don't know a lot about it. Let's break it down. So there is this bill that is being reintroduced this week. Now, what it says is that if there is any nonprofit that is credentialed by the government, went through everything to get those credentials, got their 501c3, meaning it filled out all the paperwork, it got approved, it could be established for 50 years, who knows? It is already approved as a 501c3. If it is deemed any terrorist group or liking terrorist group or hinting at a terrorist group, it will now be penalized. Now, let's think about that. We are all being called Hamas. They call Hamas terrorists. This directly affects people who are pro-Palestine. You're going to have possibly groups like Jewish Voice for Peace.
Oh my
Who
God.
calls on a free Palestine, who then gets equated with Hamas. These are the kinds of organizations this is going to affect. This is fucking huge, okay? They can use this also, from one of the articles I was reading. If someone from one of those 501c3s, not on that page of the 501c3, but if someone from that organization, say pro-Palestine on Twitter, that group is now a terrorist group. This is directly affecting First Amendment right. It is directly, it is so scary. I mean, all these groups that are helping Palestine with mutual aid, things like that. This is what's called fascism. Fascism is already fucking here. They could be taking away. And let me just explain to you, it is not easy to become a 501c3. Trust me, it is a very long process. And they are taking this away from people because they want to throw around the word terrorist. And this is going to change a lot of people's lives, because not only will they not be able to help people in the same manner that they have been, but it will also cost them their livelihood. So this is potentially a huge, terrifying thing going on right now that is frankly not being talked about.
Yeah, I Honestly, I was really alarmed when I heard them saying that they were going after advocates. They kept saying that they were going to go after advocates, and I'm really worried about certain advocates. I'm not going to say which advocate, but it was really getting under my skin. I no, all joking aside, I genuinely find this terrifying. It's going for a vote tomorrow. Uh, in the previous vote, which required 2/3 for approval, 52 Democrats came across the aisle to vote for this garbage. And this different vote is done through some different procedural thing. So tomorrow's vote won't need a 2/3. It'll only need majority, and it already has the support. So basically, I know what you're hearing right now. It sounds like, oh, we're doomed. And you're right. But you should still fucking call anyway. That number, if you can still see it on your screen, do what you can. Call Congress, call your Congress people, email your Congress people. I emailed. It doesn't feel like it means anything, but God damn it, I did something.
And I think it's also important to recognize that not only is this terrifying, but it's also, who are we putting in charge to decipher which one of these groups are terrorists? That's what I want to know. Because it's obviously not going to be Senate, Congress. It's going to have to be a special board. So who is going to be doing this? This is what I want to know. Who? So cool, this passes. Who are we giving this power to?
We'll likely be giving it to the worst people imaginable, both on the right and the left. I'm sure they'll be like, we're doing this bipartisan, and we found some really lovely human beings like Chuck Schumer.
It's going to be Schumer.
Yeah.
And that's also terrifying. It's not just like, oh, this bill is once and done. No, who the fuck is going to be sitting there deciding?
Yeah, I'm so tired of the cavalcade that has been coming down the chute these last few weeks of all the most ridiculous people that are going to be taking the most powerful positions in the land. And yeah, it's becoming very anxiety driving.
But we need to realize that this is happening under Democrats. Trump's not in office yet. So I see a lot of people talking about Trump and, his new appointees and stuff, which are trash and which are terrifying. But we're stuck with these motherfuckers for another 2 months. So we need
and what are they going to do in the next 2 months? Yeah, what are they going to do in the next 2 months? They're going to vote for this, and then the Senate's going to confirm it, and then Biden's going to ratify it. And I'm fucking sick of it. It's like this is anti-American as it comes. Being just giving this willy-nilly power to fucking declare anyone a terrorist supporter, but give no guidelines whatsoever to how that can be applied. I mean, of course it's going to be abused. That's the whole point. That's why it's intentionally vague. Vagueness in law.
Why is this happening now? Why is this happening during this enormous pro-Palestine revolution?
Yeah.
Why? We know why.
Yeah. I really do 100% suggest everybody please email, please call, do what you can. I mean, if you have some sort of in with a senator or with a House member, just tell them, for the love of God, not to criminalize the act of freedom of speech. Like, what are we doing? That's like our First Amendment. It's like the one. It is the one that we need to defend every other right that we have. Why are we signing it away for Israel, guys? This doesn't make sense.
Well, the other thing is like, you guys trust each other or you don't, because it's a process through the government to get approved for a 501c3. It's 1 billion pages of paperwork. So you either get approved or you don't. When you are approved, your fucking cronies are the ones who are approving it. So what does that say? It's just like, how they're like against the United Nations now and the ICJ now and stuff. They're turning against these people who, have always been, their allies. Well, now they're turning against people who have issued the 501c3s because apparently they didn't do their job right.
Oh God.
Or maybe just all these 501c3s became terrorists, like as of late.
It's just like I don't know. Again, I'm a student of history, so like all this is to me is like Red Scare bullshit, you know?
It is.
Now before everyone was a commie, now everyone is Hamas. I'm tired. God, I'm tired, boss. Real tired. I just want a peaceful existence where if I want, I can go out and advocate my First Amendment right and stand up for something I believe in. What are we doing? What are we doing in America right now?
Well, my proposal is if you strip 501c3s for being terrorists, my proposal is to strip every single Israel supporter. I don't think it'll go well, but that's my proposal.
I don't think so either.
I mean, they're terrorists, so.
Well, that's the funny thing, like that's how terrorism seems to work. When you're a colonist and you are in the act of colonialism, you're somehow always the proud, brave nationalist. But whenever you stand up to that colonialism and that person who is actively, violently stealing your land, you're always a terrorist. Like I've never understood like why that is. Why are terrorists always the people that are defending against colonialists? It's very strange.
And a lot of people, well, I'm sure most of my viewers know this, but you cannot commit terrorism when you are on occupied land.
Yeah, that's literally
That's the
self-defense, the thing that Israel keeps claiming.
Like, they cannot be terrorists. It's their fucking land, and you are occupying it. You are terrorists because you have been occupying their land. That's how the fuck it works. Even according to the UN, who fucking Zionists now supposedly hate.
I want to bring something up that like really resonates with me. That keffiyeh that you're wearing and the one behind you on the chair, like the pattern, the one behind you is even better, but the pattern on it is like a fishing net. And I learned this from one of the protests I went to, that this design is intentional because it represents their what would you call it, culture, their custom of just hundreds or even thousands of years of fishing out of the sea there, because that was how
they to the sea is also what it symbolizes.
Exactly. And so what I think is so amazing, what I wanted to bring this up for 18 years, Israel has blockaded the people in Gaza from accessing the water. And what I mean is, if you go out in a fishing boat to catch some food, they will put a hole in your boat and maybe you. If you go swimming in the ocean, they will take pot shots at you with ammunition for swimming. They have, for whatever reason, determined these people do not get to use their legacy piece of their like earth, which is their access to their culture, fishing, which is so ingrained that they represented it in a fabric that they wear around their necks and over their heads. They wear this to show that this is who we are. And Israel has denied them access to who they are for 18 solid years. And I just don't understand how anybody could look at that and not be like, that is illegal. That is oppression,
Well, the other thing is, too, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Israel, I don't know if they're still doing it, but about a month ago, I saw a video of they're actually giving tours, boat tours of Israelis and tourists to watch Palestine being obliterated from the boat.
And they bring their kids. I saw the video. I saw it.
You can see the videos. Go on YouTube. Literally paying to do boat tours, to stand there and cheer as you see families
children celebrating like they're watching fireworks because I don't think they fully, truly grasp what is happening.
I
don't
don't know if I can agree with that. They are indoctrinated at a very
Sure.
young age to hate and to be violent against those with brown skin who they stole land from. So, I mean, you can see videos of little Israeli kids like straight up like beating the shit out of cats and stuff. Like
I
they
know.
are raised to be very violent and just vile, just absolutely vile.
But
So
what I'm saying though, I don't know. You know me. I got a heart the size of Texas, Joy. So
I used
all I
to,
see, yeah,
now
I
I'm
know you
just
do.
a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Now you
I
got a
still
heart
have
the size of
empathy, but you
Antarctica
know
and
what?
twice as cold.
My empathy is wearing thinner and thinner because
Oh God.
But that's what else I was gonna say. So we're talking about water.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, but 2 days ago there was an article stating that Israeli settlers are putting things in occupied Palestine to look like water jugs that are actually bombs. And they're
Putting
going
landmines
there.
under water
What?
jugs. They're putting landmines under water jugs.
Correct.
That's so that is an international war crime. That is a war crime.
Yes, it is.
God damn it.
They're giving, like, you know, those fucking barrels that you
Yeah.
can have water in, those huge
Yeah, like
like
rain
blue barrels.
Yeah.
Well, they bring stuff like that and people are like, oh, it's water, it's water. They go up to it.
Blam.
Goodbye. This is proven. There's fucking video of it. There's photos of it. It doesn't matter.
I don't understand like how like I really got fleeced when I signed up for my courses back in high school, college about like international history and law. Like I genuinely thought that international law had some amount of actual sway and power. I really did. And
Israel
now
is separate.
no, they're not. No, they're fucking
They
not.
shouldn't be, but they are.
I just don't understand. It's like
I mean, Biden said 30 days, right? How's that fucking going?
Can you imagine if you used the same kind of logic where you were like, hey, this guy, he unalived this family, so all of their relatives should get to unalive as many of this dude's family members for as long as they like as self-defense. You know, that makes sense.
Right.
Like,
And, you know, also, we need to think about the fact that this, I know people are very desensitized to thinking like over a year, 13 months, but we have to, you know, come to the realization, which I know we don't like to think about, but I saw this on a video last night. And we have to acknowledge the fact that there are only two ways this is going to end: with genocide, like full genocide, or with forcing whatever Palestine is left to flee their land.
that's both. I mean, they'll kill who they can and force out who they can.
Exactly.
You know,
But at the same time, now within the past 2 days, settlers stated that that Palestinians need to move to one location. As they started, they fired. They also sent them to a school.
Yeah.
And said, here's where you can have refuge. They delivered fresh meats, fresh vegetables, and stuff for the first time. They've seen that in months. And then before they had a chance to eat it, it exploded.
Yeah.
So these are, now I saw this tonight. Bibi says that he will give $5 million for each hostage that's left. Of course, it's our money, if you know, but let's seriously think about this. That's all Hamas has. That's
Yeah.
it. What else do they have?
No, and it's such a wild thing. They think, oh yeah, people will definitely sell out, and it's like, to who? The motherfuckers genociding everyone they love and care about, the motherfuckers that destroyed 80% of all standing structures in the entirety of Gaza. You saying they're gonna go and they're gonna be like, man, these are the people we need to get behind. No, dude, I'm sorry. There are some scummy people, but I'm sorry. I just can't believe that anybody would want to back that in
the
lieu
one
of what's
thing
done to their own family.
People would have a really fucking rude awakening if all the hostages go back and this continues, and they're like, oh wait, it's not about the hostages, but they still wouldn't acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it at this point is people just don't want to acknowledge they've been wrong.
Yeah.
At this point, they just, people who have blocked me over my pro-Palestine have now unblocked me and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, I see what's going on. You're coming around. You see that I wasn't so fucking radical. I just knew the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Like, can you read? There's a really
I'll read that.
Comment, but I can't.
Yeah, Frosty B Rocks from Insights Canada says, how do they expect to get hostages when they're carpet bombing all the structures and buildings? Was never about hostages or Hamas, always been about ethnic cleansing of Palestine. 1000% correct.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, I meant to tell you, Joe, I meant to say this at the beginning of the show. So we're having a crazy bomb cyclone where I live right now. So if for some reason you hear loud noises in the background, it's just things slamming into my roof. And if I should go black, that just means that I've lost power or a tree fell on top of me. So freak out as much as you like. Just fair warning.
Is that like, are you guys having a tornado or something?
It's a bomb cyclone. I don't know. I'm just learning about this shit. It's some of the fun new stuff. Yeah, exactly. It's the fun new stuff that comes with the collapse of our weather systems. So this one is like just this sudden, like, freak wind cyclone. They call it a bomb cyclone because they didn't see it coming.
But are you being serious, or is this like not?
No, I'm serious. Yeah. It's crazy. We're getting like 60 miles an hour. Bomb cyclone. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know, it's the fun that I get to enjoy. Like, yeah, we are.
There's like shit like hitting your roof and shit.
Oh yeah, blowing off tree limbs and shit, man. It's crazy out there right now. I know. So again, if things go dark, or if you see a giant tree fall on me live on camera, call 911. It's the only time I'll tell you to call the cops. I swear, it's the only time.
You know what? And talk about digressing. But speaking of like climate change and shit like that, fucking War Machine, number one reason for climate change. Where the fuck are these so-called climate activists?
Yeah.
Where the fuck are they, dude? Where?
They dropped
besides endorsing Kamala, I mean.
Well, and I literally today was having a flame war with somebody on like Reddit's environment forum, just because everybody's, talking about how bad Trump's going to be. And I reminded them, I'm like, but Biden and Harris did record oil and gas drilling. They have produced more oil than at any point in America's history. And currently, we're producing more oil than any nation at any point in the world's history. And we're doing this in the middle of a climate crisis after Joe Biden said he'd listen to the climate scientists. Yeah. And you're telling me that Trump's going to be worse. And I got to know how. I need to know the specifics of how you can do worse, because it's going to be really difficult. It's going to be a slog, because Biden has really upped his game in planet destroying.
But
and
he's passed the biggest climate change bill in history. So let's just break that down, okay? It's the only one ever introduced in history, okay? First of all. Second of all, people love saying that, but it also gave bajillions of dollars to fucking oil execs and shit like that. It was a bajillion pages fucking long, and people only like, oh, climate change. He fucking fell asleep at the climate accord. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at his donor list. You really think he gives a fuck about climate change? Dude. But here's a classic lib example. Okay, so there's this person online who says, one of my comrades on Twitter, he goes, there was a screen grab that said Kamala, $1.5 billion spent in like 4 months or whatever it was. What happened? And shitlibs went crazy about that screenshot. And I'm like, dude, 3 billion with Hillary. Like, we have a right to fucking why? Like, why can't we talk about this? So anyway, someone goes in there and he goes, I hate to tell you what Trump did to his businesses. Okay, what in the flaming fuck does that have to do with anything? Literally nothing.
That's some classy whataboutism right there.
College and his steaks and shit like that. I don't fucking care. What does that have to do with anything? It is always Orange Man bad. Always. It does not matter what you're talking about.
They ran, Joy. They couldn't run on any other campaign, could they? Apparently.
And now she's 20 million in debt.
I know, you saw that. She's begging for more money. And it's like, bitch, you spent billions to lose to a game show host.
Anyone
you don't need my money.
Give it to her. Eat a bag of dicks. I don't care. She deserves to steal it. I don't give a fuck. You're stupid. You're stupid if you gave her any money to begin with, because she has billionaires in her pocket. You really, people, this is something I learned during Hillary. Remember when she sent out and it was like, damn it, Maddie, give me your dollar. I need your dollar, Maddie. She was going out, like Hillary was legit sending emails saying, can you donate $1? And people were like, oh my God, that's so cool. That's so grassroots. Think about it, dude. She has billionaires donors. It lowers the median. If you have 1 million people donate $1, that brings down those fucking super PACs. Use your fucking brain. So then, Kamala comes out and she was like, can I have 15, 20? And it's like, dude, your belt is like the price of my fucking house. Shut up.
I know,
You're only doing that because it lowers your median.
I want to mention this too. Why, if she has all these wonderful billionaire friends, aren't they forking up that 20 million? It would be like pocket change for them. Oh, it's because for them, their money was contingent on power. And now that she can provide them no power whatsoever, there's no value to them making any more donations. And so they're not gonna. So the smart people who are the ones with money, they're not gonna donate a dime. But your dumbass, who knows, maybe you'll donate, but they're not going to, because they know they'll get nothing for it.
Well, also, that's true. But also, what it comes down to is a lot of that money she's in debt is because she gave fucking Bedonkse 10 million. She gave fucking Megan Thee Stallion 5 million and shit like this for what? So she gives all these people money who didn't do shit, and now she's in debt. That's her. She's a fucking millionaire. Let her pay it off. I don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, literally, why can't Oprah just forego her million? Why can't she just be like, you know what? I heard Kamala's really struggling with this bill left over, and I just feel terrible. So I'm just going to return the $1 million that y'all donated to her
Because
campaign.
she's salty because her ass lost.
Oh my God.
So speaking of rich ass privileged people, let's go to 4 years of brunch.
Yay! 4 years of brunch. Is there a video?
Literally.
Is there a video of this literally?
You sent me the article.
I did?
Yes.
4 years of brunch.
Sir.
Okay, this might have been days ago, right?
The cruise.
Oh, that one. Okay. Derp, derp, derp. Thank you for jogging my poor pot-addled mind.
I was like, please tell me that was you. I know someone texted it to me.
It was, but my brain was 404 for a second there. Okay, guys, get ready for this. I know you're thinking, all right, we're all stuck with Trump. There's no getting out of this. It's official. The brunch is over, right? Well, guess what? It doesn't have to be. Yes, you too could get on this cruise line who are offering a 4-year-long cruise that will hit 195 ports around the world. And on this cruise line, Donald Trump isn't president. And you get to live in a floating brunch buffet for the next 4 years of your life. And you don't have to think about Trump at all. Guys, I think that this is the most exciting news that has happened politically in this country in maybe a decade. And I advise all of us
to pull it up because people think we're just joking. So you need to pull
I'll
up the
have to
article.
find it again. I apologize. I totally spaced on this one, but I'll find it.
Just look in the text because you texted it to me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's literally what's going to happen because if you are that privileged that you can spend millions of dollars to like literally live at sea for 4 years, whoever is president is not going to affect you.
All right. I got it. Oh, this is too good. Come on, guys. This is like the funniest shit ever. All right. Cruise company offers Americans 4-year escape from Donald Trump presidency. We're not making this up. This is proof. You see it right there. We wouldn't lie to you guys. We wouldn't lie. So what I would advise is everybody get your tickets now because you know this is going to sell out. This is going to be wild. I heard that Michael Moore might be there. Joy Reid could be there. Rachel Maddow is going to be the karaoke host. So that's going to be fun.
Yo, her music probably sucks. Her music.
I bet she's the most tone-deaf karaoke singer ever.
Think about this. What songs would Rachel Maddow have? Okay. At first I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking how I can never live without you by my side. And
hold
then
on, Joy.
I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong and I was wrong. I knew how to get along. Okay, what else?
Now you're back from outer space. Okay, no, honestly, you put way too much tonality in that. She, I don't think, could hit any notes.
Oh, no.
Except for the
Well, I
one
can't
monotone
either.
note she speaks in. So
okay,
it'd be more like don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
But no, it's got to be women. She would only listen to women. She would pick like Indigo Girls and like Melissa Etheridge.
No, she would sing No Doubt. I'm just a girl, little old me.
I'm just a girl, a little lonely. Well, don't let me out of your sight.
I set you up for
that. He loves it.
I knew you wanted to do your impersonation. I set you up.
Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, I can only imagine it's going to be all celebrities. You guys know that because it's going to be like, I don't have to move to Canada now. I'm just going to live on a fucking yacht. Oh my God. I just thought of something. Yo, what? I hope our whale comrades come.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be epic as fuck.
If all the killer whales showed up, oh my God.
Yeah.
My whole orca pod up in this bitch just wrecking the shit.
Oh my God, that would be I'm like literally so ecstatic thinking about that right now. That would be amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah, we'll
Man,
have
that would be
what
Darwin and
oh my
evolution in
God.
progress. Damn. So I have why don't we bring up my other videos? Let me
Okay.
see here.
Yeah, I'm tired of looking at Trump's smug face anyway. Give me a second here. Which video, by the by?
There are two, I believe.
Yes.
Right above. We're gonna talk about FIFA.
Okay, the FIFA one and the craziness. Yes, I have one of them right here. Let's pull it up.
FIFA.
Yeah, this is definitely the most interesting news. I'm looking forward to kind of digging into this one once we get there. I'll play. Oh, it's 15 minutes. Do you want me to play this?
Okay. Just play the first. I'll tell you one.
Violence around the Maccabi Tel Aviv Ajax Amsterdam game has been sort of universally portrayed around the world as being an anti-Semitic pogrom. In fact, what it is an absolutely case study, a textbook study in disinformation. Now, let's make our focus here a very specific bit of footage. If you watch certainly the initial reports from the BBC, The Guardian, CNN, and other outlets, they all rely very heavily on a specific bit of footage of individuals in the street being attacked by a mob of hooded men.
Crowds of people assaulted Israeli fans after Thursday night's match.
Israel said that Israeli supporters were attacked in a very violent incident as they left the ground.
Vicious attacks upon people purely because they're Israelis and Jews.
This was continuously used to illustrate the violence that Maccabi Tel Aviv supporters had suffered. The Times of India even went so far as to refer to it as Israeli nationals abducted in Hamas-style attack. Now, that footage was shot by a local citizen journalist called Annette de Graaf, who I've spoken to quite a bit over the last few days. Her footage does not show Israeli fans being attacked at all. In fact, it shows the precise opposite. The mobs of hooded figures we see in that footage are Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. If you look very carefully at Annette's footage, you can see that a number of individuals are wearing blue and yellow, which are the Maccabi colors. The people they are attacking are individual Dutch citizens. Annette goes online, actually says, no, hang on. The footage doesn't show that. It shows the exact opposite. She is ignored. She starts having to interact with various news agencies, pleading with them to change the way they are using her own footage. Firstly, Reuters, terribly important because Reuters provides footage to other news organizations around the world. With the footage, what Reuters distributes is a thing called a dope sheet. This is a basic explanation to their clients of what they're looking at, what this footage is. Now, Annette spoke to Reuters at enormous length very early in the morning on the Friday, the day after the violence, and explained to them, gave them chapter and verse, told them exactly what this was. The following evening, they rang back. They clearly weren't terribly satisfied with this and quizzed her again. And she was absolutely emphatic. The people committing the violence here are Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. Now, I've obtained a copy of the Reuters dope sheet for this one. It begins, clashes broke out outside Amsterdam Central Station in the early hours of Friday, November the 8th, in what Israeli authorities said was an attack targeting Israeli citizens. Their opening line, despite what Anna has told them, continues to frame it with the Maccabi fans as being the victims here. It then does address what Annette had told them. An eyewitness at the scene claims these people are fans of Maccabi Tel Aviv. However, Reuters cannot independently verify this claim. Now, that is quite extraordinary. She's not an eyewitness at the scene. She is the originator of the material, and she's not guessing. She had been following this mob of hooligans for a quarter of an hour. She knows damn well who they are. So what they've done here is an absolutely classic bit of obfuscation. They've got a bit of footage that they're distributing to the world's media, which shows Israeli football hooligans attacking Dutch citizens, and they are presenting it to the world's media as, hey, who knows? It could be this, it could be that. Even more astonishing example of this totally dishonest obfuscation is Sky News. Annette does a live interview on Sky News on the Friday evening. She tells me she was absolutely crystal clear about it. She made it very clear to them what they were looking at was hooliganism by Israeli football fans. The next morning, something very interesting happened. There's a woman called
You can
Alice.
pause it there because we have
Water
another
or-
video, but can you actually put this in the comments so people can watch the whole thing if they'd like?
Yeah, sure thing.
So, case in point, we see this all the time. The one thing that this young person caught on camera was Israeli settlers chanting. I can't say it because they'll take my channel down, but DEATH to Arabs, chanting it, and also singing words about how they would do it, singing songs. So they did not put that in those reports, surprisingly. So we have another video with more and more of this info is coming out. But as we know, especially the Western world, once something's out there, people don't change their mind. We see that all the time. It stays in their head. It can be disputed a million times. It doesn't matter. In their head, they are staying with it.
And that adage is as old as time, a lie travels 1,000 times the speed as truth.
And especially with the interwebs.
Yeah. Let's give it a play.
Hey everyone, so the Maccabi Sports Club is the gift that keeps on giving. And if you think that you've heard every single Maccabi Sports Club story out there, I've got a very unbelievably insane story for you. So as we know, the Maccabi Tel Aviv Sports Club has been wreaking violent havoc and causing problems everywhere they go. For example, earlier this year, when they beat up a guy in Greece for having a Palestinian flag, or of course the football game in Amsterdam a few weeks ago, when the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans roamed the streets, chanted the most filthiest racist chants against Arabs, took down Palestinian flags, and descended upon the city with violent chaos. In any case, this story is about one of the most delusional Western countries today, which is Germany. So in order to become a naturalized German citizen, you have to take a citizenship test, which is common in many parts of the world. And earlier this year, Germany added a question to the test that I swear I thought was a joke, but it's not a joke, it's real. So this is the question. Who is allowed to join the 40 Jewish Maccabi sports clubs? There is only one correct answer. What? Who is allowed to join? What? I know. Why is this on the German citizenship test? Why? So I think what Germany is trying to do is it's trying to make up for and atone for and is shamed by their Nazi fascist past. But in doing so, they are being completely hysterical. And I also think the Zionist agenda has successfully equated Judaism with Zionism. And so because of that, you see what we see in Germany, which is the same as what we see in the United States, which is complete violation and violence and attack on anyone who speaks up for human rights of the Palestinian people. Because you see, in this world order that we live in today, it is completely unacceptable to be racist against the Jewish community, which absolutely should be the case. But they are doing so while violating and attacking and being fascist against a group of people who the world has deemed is acceptable to dehumanize. The world has deemed it acceptable to oppress and to repress. And it shouldn't be that way. This is absolute psychosis. They're making us all go crazy. You are not crazy. What is happening to the Palestinian people is wrong. And what has happened to the Palestinian people for 75 years has been wrong. And the creation of Israel on top of the blood, of the homes, of the bones of the Palestinian people is wrong, was wrong, and will always be wrong. Most of the people of the world know it. They just can't say it. Say it. Free Palestine. Hey, everyone.
Wow.
Bananas. Absolutely bananas.
You know what's really crazy? I was following the whole Sky News part of it, and what really got me was, so once Sky News finds out, after it took multiple days for them to figure out that, oh no, the people doing the violence in the video you've been sharing on multiple posts is actually these Maccabi fans attacking Dutch citizens. So they get this info, and they, for a minute, do like a small retraction at the bottom of the story, right? But then, like an hour later, they just delete the story altogether. So no retraction. They decided we'd rather no one know that this event took place than report on it accurately. Like, that shit terrifies me. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that there are literal thugs in the streets doing violence, and because it didn't play out to your particular narrative, it's now no longer newsworthy, and you're just going to delete it without a comment. That's the dirtiest delete I ever heard.
And not just that, but let's say even if they left it up, people who have already read that article are not going to read it again. And they're not going to take note of a little asterisk at the bottom of it. So that misinformation is already out there. What they should have done is take it down, make a press release, and do a new article. That is the only way to try to even have some semblance of correction.
And instead, they just buried the truth entirely. I hate it. It's like,
and this
what
is a
happened to
hate
journalism?
crime. It's not bad enough. It's a fucking hate crime.
Yes, it is. It really is.
Israel should not have been allowed in the Olympics. It shouldn't be allowed in FIFA.
Truth.
It shouldn't be allowed in anything.
Truth.
Period.
Yep. That I'll never understand, like the pageantry of, well, we're not going to allow Russia to participate in X event. Dude, they had one where it was like a Russian stellar physicist got uninvited from a stellar physics conference, and it's like, because he's Russian. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous, you guys. He's a stellar physicist, not a Russian propagandist. He was there to talk about stars. Like, this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have another story?
Well, the only other one I wanted to talk about was just the mad circus that's been rolling out over the last week and a half since the election was finalized. You want to jump in for a couple of them?
Are they clips, you mean, or what do you mean?
No. I've just got I'll put a share up. I'll share it up here so everyone can see.
Okay.
That'll be easier. I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously, it would be easier to share it. I was just going to like read them and then give visual descriptions so that the radio stage in your mind, you could fill it out. But instead, you can just look. It's much nicer when you look. Anyways, I just wanted to point out some of the craziest picks that have been going on. First and foremost, Trump has been swearing up and down that he was the peace candidate. And who did he make his Secretary of State? War hawk Marco Rubio. And you know what I do find funny?
There's a lot of Tiny Hands.
Too. What was that?
He called him Tiny Hands.
I know.
he always picks people who he like made fun of.
I know.
Like
It's
Chris
amazing.
Christie, he made fun of him all the time.
Yep. Oh, look at this. Homeland Security. Christy Noem. That's the chick that shot her dog because she said it was too friendly. And it wouldn't like take hunting seriously enough. So she had to shoot it in the face. She shot a puppy in the face because it was too kind to her. And she admitted it. So she's the head of Homeland Security. Uh-oh. Joy's broken. I broke Joy. Uh-oh. I think shooting puppies in the face should be the new prerequisite for the Republican Party. It's like, please fill out this survey. How many puppies did you shoot in the face?
Wow. Wow.
So I had to mention her because she's just a darling. Who else? We got like Elise Stefanik heading up the United Nations. Pete Hegseth is going to be heading up the Defense Department. Have you guys seen this shit? Some pictures got revealed. He's covered in white nationalist tattoos.
Yep.
It's so fucking. He looks like he came right out of like an episode of Prison Break.
Yes.
And he's the Secretary of Defense. Anyway, if you like Nazi tattoos, you're going to love the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. Now, I mean, you can't even make this shit up. The dude was literally like 2 days from having his like investigation on the floor of the Congress for all the underage girls.
Choose your words. Don't get my show taken down.
Yes. He was paying girls for pony rides. Can I say that?
Underage girls. Yes.
Underage girls for pony rides. Okay. I'm just making sure I'm using the correct terminology here. Sorry, YouTube's a fucker. Anyway, yeah, this dude, slimy as they come, literally had to resign from the position. He just got reelected, by the way. He had to resign because he didn't want all this stuff to come to light, which it may anyway, because apparently a hacker got a hold of the ethics report. So we'll see.
I'm just gonna, and not to go off on a huge tangent, but I'm just gonna like, I posted this on Twitter the day that stuff about Matt Gaetz came out, and I just want to bring it up again. And you can go back and look at my Twitter. But the day it came out that Matt Gaetz did those things, the day it came out was the same fucking day they took Ghislaine into custody. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because we all know Ghislaine has dirt on politicians. Well, the same fucking day, they come out and admit they've been investigating Matt Gaetz for over a year. And they chose that day to announce it. That's all I'm going to say. You can look
Draw
at my
your
Twitter
own
for more
string
info.
map.
What's that?
I said, draw your own string map.
Yeah. I was like, why isn't anyone fucking listening to me? It's the same fucking day. Use your fucking brains. They've been trying to get him for over a year, and it comes out the same fucking day. Why? Nothing to see here. Republicans, Republicans, Republicans.
Oh, man. Oh, man. All right. So we've also got some other fun ones, like Tulsi Gabbard is going to head the National Intelligence Agency. So that's fun. That's going to be fun. I got to say,
I don't hate to say I told you so. I've been telling y'all that shit since 2018.
Yep, she was a snake, and now she gets to play whatever. Like, that's the thing. I'm more scared of her, I can honestly say, than most of the people on his cabinet pick list. And the reason is because I know who a lot of these people are. They make it pretty clear. She's a fucking chameleon, dude. She is never.
She's not. Anyone who doesn't know who she is fucking delusional and not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know who she is, but she has never, in my opinion, taken any real solid stance on anything. That she'll shift on anything. So I don't know. I don't trust people that don't have like set like morals and like lines. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried, and it's a funny thing. I tried to call it out back in the Bernie days. I'm like, dude, she was like saying some really bigoted, like homophobic stuff. Y'all, should we really be like, I don't know,
dude,
but
I used to get
one over on all of us.
I used to get bullied so fucking bad back in 2018, 2019, 2020 for going at her with absolutely every fucking right. And
Yeah.
people like her fans were sycophants, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
just, holy fuck. I mean, I would say one thing. Like I said, I remember I made this one post that was like, Tulsi Gabbard signs are $25, like her yard signs. Literally all I said. What the fuck? Like, there were over 200 comments. Oh my God. I'm just making the point that our yard signs were fucking free.
Yeah.
Because we had millions of them, and she only had like 5 fucking fans, and that's why they were $25 a piece. Don't get mad at me. Like, yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
Well, I also want to mention just a couple more. Of course, we got RFK Jr. is now the head of Health and Human Services.
Please keep
So
away from animals. That's all I have to say, please.
exactly. If you have a pet bear or a pet whale or a dog that you don't want to be eaten, I would say keep it away from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's a little wacky, a little wacky.
Oh, he'll probably share an office with that chick.
Which one?
The one that doesn't like dogs.
Oh, with what's her name? I've already forgotten her name. Oh, Christy Nome. Yeah. God, they could team up. You know, he'll hold them down. She can shoot them.
Oh God.
I also wanted to point, of course, borders are, we see Stephen Miller, Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. Dude literally looks like a fucking, I don't know, like a Nazi cosplayer just when he takes a regular photo.
Remember when he put hair plugs in?
I don't remember that. He hair plugged?
Funny. I never talk about aesthetics because I really don't care, and it's so unimportant. But every time I see him, I think about those hair plugs. It was like they came down to here, and it looked like that, like spray on. I forget what it's called, but like that spray on hair, like the black, spray on hair, because it was like shiny. It looked like it was on his head. It didn't even look like hair. It could have been like the lighting or something. But yeah.
Dude, I love the idea that Stephen Miller got hair plugs. That's so freaking funny. Oh my God. We also got, this one's important. Borders are Thomas Homan. I watched some videos of this guy. You need to go, if you get a moment, I should have pulled one up, but you should go and just look up a couple of videos of this dude in interviews. This guy looks and sounds like he's the president of the Mussolini Impersonators Club. He is terrifying. This guy is just dumb as hell and racist as hell, and his whole shtick is, I don't care what you think, because I hate all the immigrants, and I'm going to get them the fuck out. He is an absolute nightmare. I can't believe how bad this dude is. You'll see. Watch some interviews. You'll just be like, wow. They put this dude in charge.
You literally just sounded like Chef. You know what I mean?
Hello there, children.
Oh my God, I can't.
Wait, this is the song. This is the song this week. Tonight is right for love. I want to touch you where the lights don't go.
Oh my God, I haven't thought about that show in forever, but that's who that reminded me of.
Good times. The last one I do want to mention, of course, Mehmet Oz. That's ridiculous. He's going to be in charge of Medicare and Medicaid. Okay. But no, Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee is going to be the ambassador to Israel. This is one of the worst picks on the entire list because Mike Huckabee is a nut. He is a Revelations, super evangelical, off the chain Christian nationalist cuckoo nutbag. And this dude doesn't believe in a two-state solution. In fact, he believes that they have to bomb the temple on the mount, or what's the sacred place called? The
Sermon on the Mount.
No, the big black cube. I'm having a moment where I'm forgetting the name of it.
The Sermon on the Mount.
No, anyways, that's like this. That's like a sacred Islamic site. He's with the idea that you have to blow that up and then build Israel's sacred temple on top of that. I mean, his ideas are so catastrophically evil, and that you would put someone this biased into it. That's the thing. You're supposed to put a non-biased person in these positions.
There is no
be more
non-biased person
I
on
know, this
either
totally is.
so-called side. It doesn't exist.
Awful stuff. Awful stuff. Anyways, that's my big ugly list of terrible, terrible people. Thank you all for enjoying my terrible list.
Do you want to read a few comments before we get going?
Sure. Let's see here. I think they were all mostly referencing things we were talking about in the moment. Like Wendy Gofton said, Narco Rubio's brother-in-law was a massive cocaine dealer and spent 14 years in prison.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. That is right.
And other than that, yeah, that's mostly it.
Let me see. All right, we have 60 something people watching, you guys. So please smash the like and subscribe. It helps my channel out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and it's amazing. Thank you, Josh, for joining. Why don't you plug your stuff?
Yeah. I love plugging my stuff. Hey guys, I'm doing a really important thing coming up for Thanksgiving. We're doing a free community meal. This is a huge deal for us, but we could always use more help. If you would like to help us feed hundreds and hundreds of people that are hungry and cold in our community, you can go to hawthorneparkpotluck.org, and that's Hawthorne spelled with an E at the end. And please, you can go on our Amazon wish list, pick up some of the items we need, or you can just make a donation. Anything you can do to help, it would be incredible. We're going to be feeding hundreds, and every little bit means the world to these folks, and it means the world to me. So
awesome. Well, you can find me here every Monday, Tuesday, and also some nights here and there in between. I do have some incredible guests coming out with me next week. One of them, I will say that I want you to check out for sure. He is a Welsh gentleman named James Kennedy. He is a musician who makes just awesome music that's totally fuck the system. And he is a podcaster as well. So he will be coming on next week. I am looking forward to that. He is very much Free Palestine. And he's just seems like a pretty cool dude. So I'm looking forward to having him. And I have a couple other people I'm not going to announce yet. But check out him, and please like, subscribe, and follow me for more. Also follow my TikTok. I post videos and stuff on there. I don't post on here. So give me a follow over there and help me combat all of these IOs who stalk me. But yes, thank you guys so much. Much love, and have a great night.
And we'll see you next week on the Capitalist Death Parade.
Capitalist Death Parade. I'm just a girl, capitalist girl.